Hey guys, Uza here. Welcome back to my channel. So I know I'm a little late to this topic, but there's something that's been really irritating me about the DDG and the Halle situation, and I'm just gonna kind of put it out there like this. I really wish that we would stop policing Black women's bodies and Black women's sexuality. Instead of some of the public putting this on DDG and making it about his issue, they're now trying to put it onto Halle that we tried to tell you that this is not the right person, blah, blah, blah. She was young, she made a decision, she's taking accountability for it by raising the child. So I'm not really sure what more we want for Halle to do. She's very private. She's not the one bringing this up to the internet. DDG is the one bringing it to the internet. But yet we still have people who want to blame her and to shame her. And we still have not recognized that patriarchy really is at the heart. Misogyny is really at the heart of all of this. For, centuries, blaming women has always been the scapegoat behind every man who has an issue. And it's irritating, it's annoying, and it needs to stop. Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm like, I just kind of want to give a different perspective, just a little bit of an older perspective. I'm also a single mom, perspective on this situation. If DDG really wants access to his child, he would be mature enough to go down to the courthouse and get it in black and white. But this is really not about him wanting to have access to the child. This really is about control of basically Halle's image, control over Halle's body, essentially. And he knows that if he destroys her credibility, if he destroys her reputation, she's not going to have as many gigs going forward. Her career can take a downward trajectory. And that's what's so disturbing about all of this is that men, because it's not even just a Black issue, men in general, just once they have this hatred and this disdain for you, they want to do any and everything to make sure that they bring you down and humble you a few pegs. And I get it. This is what the public's concern was with her dating him in the first place, because most people could see she's dating down and that this is what could potentially happen when you date down. And to be honest, it doesn't just happen when you date down. Even if she would have dated a well-to-do man, she would not be dealing with so much this type of drama, but she may be dealing with other types of drama behind the scenes that we just would not be privy to. But because he's so immature and is deciding to continuously bring this to the internet, people are now having a way to interject and to give their opinions on what's happening. Everyone is free to give their opinions, just the same way I'm giving my opinion about this. But what's really at the heart of people giving their opinions is policing Black women's bodies, policing Black women's sexuality. And it's really not fair. So like I said before, if DDG was serious about this, he would go to court. If any man who feels that they're being denied seeing their child, go to court. That is why court is there. My son's father was doing the same thing. And I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this narrative that you're trying to put out there about me, to your family, to your friends, to whatever. Let's go to court and let's let the court see how little you care about really seeing your child. And this is what's going to happen in their case too. They both have enough money to do that, to go to court, to get this thing in black and white. But why do we really think that DDG doesn't want to do that? Because he's using this child as clout. He's using this situation as clout. You're now making diss tracks, terrible diss tracks, mind you, about Halle. This is what, your second or third one. So I don't know. You're just really showing yourself. DDG is really showing himself to just be unstable, not a kind person, doesn't care about the mother's well-being, doesn't understand that the happiness of the child is tied to the mother's well-being, and you could care less. You're literally dropping locations where your child is and where Halle is in a dangerous world. So this is not about protecting them. This is not about you trying to see your child. Most people understand when there's a breakup that occurs, the dynamics change. You no longer have access to that woman's body. You no longer have access to that woman's house. You no longer have access to how things used to be. It's just kind of how it is. If you were serious about it not being this way, you would have married this woman. You wouldn't have embarrassed her on the internet for people to now be coming for her, you know, as a Disney princess that she's not married and she's having a kid. So if you were concerned about her, you know, taking your resources, because I think that's what he's putting out now, that he now has to pay. This is the new narrative, that he's now going to have to pay to see his child. No, that's called child support, which is support for the child. So the court is now putting it in writing that this is what you have to pay to make sure that your child is good. That's your contribution. That's your share that you have to pay. It's not payment to see your child. So like, I really wish that men in general will stop that narrative. And, you know, if you were any kind of a decent person, you would be like, you know what? I will give what's necessary to make sure that my child is taken care of and that the mother is not, you know, strained financially while taking care of my child. Because that's going to put her in the good headspace. That's going to make sure that she is okay. But it's never about that. This is about making sure you ruin her career and you bring her down several notches in the hopes that she comes back to you. And that's not how this works. It's never going to happen. You becoming a better person will give you more of a chance of trying to get Halle back than anything else. But I'm sure she's not even interested in entertaining that, because the mask has fallen and you've already shown your true colors and who you are. So I'm going to leave that there. Not that these people are going to listen to me anyway, but I just want for us as Black women, especially if you've made content where you're like judging this young lady, you are basically policing Black women's bodies and policing Black women's sexuality. She's not your run-of-the-mill single mother who does not have money. She has access to, you know, nannies around the clock if she wanted. So her experience is not going to be the same experience as my experience. Not going to be the same experience as a young single mother who doesn't have anything, and her son's or her child's father doesn't want to help with the child in any way. She's living out of her car. Not the same experience. So like, let's get ourselves all the way together and let's figure out a way to, you know, continue to encourage this young lady as opposed to trying to tear her down. She already has the other side trying to tear her down. She doesn't need, you know, anyone from our side tearing her down. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It was something that was irritating me so badly that I was just like, I cannot continue to hold this in, because this is truly like how I'm feeling, and this is how I feel about most like political issues, you know. And I say political issues because misogyny and the patriarchy is a political issue that needs to be torn down immediately, because it really does incite like violence against women. When we talk like this, when we have rhetoric like this, you know, it incites violence against women. So DDG knows what he's doing, knows that he's going to send his male fan base over to this young lady's page, and it's going to incite violence against her with him saying that she's not allowing him to see the child. But they're not going to do anything, any soul searching or digging deep to realize like, why is he not going to court to make sure that he can see his child? Why is he not doing that? The primary parent creates a schedule, and the custodial, is it the custodial parent? Basically, the other parent has to adhere to what the primary parent, the schedule that she has put in place. You cannot deviate from that. You just can't. That's just how this thing goes. You cannot randomly show up whenever you want and just take the child whenever you want. No, that's not how things work. Even with a court order, it's going to be very like structured. And with these crazy videos that you're putting out, all you're showing is that you're unstable and that you need visitation, that you need supervised visitation with your child, because he may not be safe in your care. So I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and yeah, thank you for watching.